The whole performance was totally and utterly captivating. I share the views of many people at the end who said, where are we? Paris, Berlin, Vienna. It's interesting to sit back and hear the orchestra perform with one of the greatest conductors around today, and to hear them play so incredibly superbly. On a more personal level, I just felt extremely proud.
Oxford University occupies clearly a very, very significant place. Its role is huge, and I think every musician will find it interesting to come here and make some music. Very light now. I'm working with orchestra which is performing in this wonderful Sheldonian Hall, and Oxford, one of capitals of the world. If we talk about famous universities in the history of our world, musicians, I know some of them I know for maybe 25 years. Some of them I didn't know, I never met them before. The program, Mendelssohn and Richard Strauss, wonderful compositions, masterclass, the two men and one woman conducted, worked with the orchestra. I gave them just few little advices, but all in all it makes quite a big day.
Woodwinds, when you join, play the same, not much louder. Close to legato.
Oxford is a centre for learning, a centre for excellence, so that is where the youth is engaged. At its most intense, really, perhaps anywhere else in the country. We are very fortunate in the Sheldonian Theatre to welcome almost invariably 300 students for every concert that we do. At the other end of the scale, we are engaged with primary level, and through the various schemes that we have in partnership with the county and the city.
Well, the OP's commitment to education work, first and foremost, is within Oxford itself. We will sort of take a string quartet in and talk about the GCSE music syllabus, or the most amazing experience for me is taking it to a school where they really have had no contact before with classical music. Over a week we produced a song with them, they wrote the lyrics, we produced the music in conjunction with them, and they got to sing with us at the end of the week, and they said it was their favourite thing that year, which means a lot.
Look, even if 2 or 3 young colleagues can learn from us, that's already very important. If we are organized, it can be 20. If we are very, very smart and brilliantly organized, it can be 300. This is important. Sometimes, my teacher spent years helping me, just me. I remember this. So I was just only one boy. I was lucky, but you need your senior colleagues, professionals, sometimes to just give you 1 or 2 advices, or sometimes simply spend serious amount of time, and then the results can be fantastic.
He has a certain character, a certain presence, which just puts you at ease. You're in his bubble, and you're working on the music, and he's working on the music. So no, not really nervous, just very pleasurable.
That I think that his manner and even kind of his ethos of conducting allowing the orchestra to speak for itself and really encouraging us to let go, really enabled a sense of confidence and comfort on the podium. And to be honest, I was quite surprised. I thought I'd be very nervous, and it was a really lovely experience. And I attribute a lot to him and to his character, how he approached it.
When you get somebody like Gergiev conducting Metamorphosen or Vengerov playing the Britten Violin Concerto, you're moved to tears at one level, but my goodness, it's an educational experience of the highest order.
I think if we are focused on educational programs, if we want to bring this enlightenment, the spirit of enlightenment, and also practically to perform hundreds of times every year, thinking of young people and schools, we will be hugely successful. In the nearest future, we will secure that for the next 20, 30 years, there will be people who are now 8, 9, 10 years old, or students who are 20, but they're quickly learning how beautiful, how precious is this first, second, third experience.
I can't count. 66? 4 before 70, does that make sense? Thank you.
There is now, I think, the beginnings perhaps of a sound that we are very familiar with in this country, with a certain continental flavor to it. Which adds a little bit more, perhaps, depth in the string sound particularly. Oxford is an attractive place for visiting artists, but I think we held back for quite a while until we felt we could also bring together an ensemble that would reflect the high-level music making demanded. The reputation of the orchestra is such now that it reaches the ears of some of these artists, and I'm sure they will have done their homework. They will have asked around. There's their reputation at stake as well. And so I think a combination of a good orchestra, a wonderful and historic venue, Oxford for what it stands, provides a package that is appealing to a lot of these people. So we're absolutely thrilled.
Well, this is the first season, isn't it, really, of spectacular international names. I mean, we've had some big soloists in the past, but this season is enormous.
It's been just it's amazing.
International stars.
As you said, you mentioned the word London. These are what you'd expect at a good concert in London. So he's bringing it to Oxford, which is part of Marius, I think, as a visionary. He's a visionary type fellow. And I think he's got plans like that he wants to do. And we're just sort of being part of it. It's very, very interesting.
Music making here, I find is very unique. We love the surrounding of the Sheldonian Theatre, so every concert is pretty, it's quite an enjoyable experience.
It's a wonderful hall. It's not so huge, and again, I invite you not to play even fortissimo to the string, but the sound will be more beautiful. I find this fortissimo is slightly too stormy. You know what I mean? It's a little lighter hand. Sound will be big, but nicer. It's maybe not always needed, although Scottish sometimes means windy, or cold.
That Sheldonian musical experience that we're able to provide, I think is a very unique one. And a lot of people say Oxford should have a concert hall. Well, why should it? Every city has a concert hall. Does every city have a Sheldonian?